Here we go with week 22 of On Top the Cage. It is what I call the dead week before the Super Bowl edition.
It's the Pro Bowl edition.
No, if you tuned in to hear about the Super Bowl, that's not this week, that's next week. We did this season 1 of our show. We did not do it last season. This is 100% Dan's idea and 100% his fault. If you're like, I can't believe I wasted 40 minutes listening to these blubbering idiots talk about nothing. So at Dan, not at me. So anyway,
Woo!
It's cold out here, right?
It is a little chilly.
What do we got? 20 degrees? I think it's right. 22 degrees. It says on the Echo back behind us. We have turned the page to February.
Yeah. Groundhog Day tomorrow.
Tomorrow, right?
Start spring the next day.
Shit, no. What?
It's 15 degrees.
Fuck no.
Hi.
Punxsutawney Phil, right?
That's a dude in Pittsburgh. If you follow those weather people.
How did that
It's
guy?
Buckeye Chuck here.
Oh, really? I thought Phil was like.
Punxsutawney Phil.
Oh, I thought he was like the authority of the groundhogs.
He's the authority if you're a Pittsburgh fan.
He's been around forever. It's always Punxsutawney Phil. I feel like he's a national guy.
Buckeye Chuck.
National groundhog. Is he fucking termed out? Is he dead yet? Jesus.
Who?
Phil. Punxsutawney Phil.
I'm sure they replace it. It's like a zoo animal.
Yeah?
It's a groundhog.
Like Uga
They're
from
all
the
over the
University of
place.
Georgia?
Did you see him on the side of the highway?
Well, skunks and coons. I don't know about groundhogs.
Come on.
When's the last time you ran over an animal?
Oh, it's been a long time.
Me too. I hate it. I hate it. I
don't
hate
like
it.
that either.
Bird came up, hit my windshield like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and it freaked me out a little bit, man. Banged right off the windshield. I don't like any of that.
I think I hit a bat one morning.
Bad.
Yeah, I was going to a meeting. It was like 5 in the morning
Where are we going?
down in Canton, and it was a big industrial area. In
Canton's
Canton.
30 minutes away.
I know.
Your
and
meeting was at 5:30 in the morning?
They had third shift.
Oh.
So I was meeting them guys.
Fair.
And this thing came flying by, and it hit my windshield, and I was like, was that a bird? And I swear to God, it was a bat.
No, it's Superman. Anyway, this is Dan's fault because you're going to listen to a bunch of junk for the next 30, 40 minutes, whatever it is, I suppose.
Come on.
Shortest month of the season, February, 28 days. Only one that has less than 30 days, right? But there's a lot going on. Middle of the month is Valentine's Day. Do you guys do anything for Valentine's Day?
No.
You get your wife anything?
No, we don't do the Hallmark shit.
You don't get her a card?
No, I'll get flowers.
Flowers. I don't do flowers. Well, Lily, I buy my wife flowers almost every Sunday when I make my ritual trek to the grocery store. But nothing top end or anything like that. Like I try to keep it under 10, 12 bucks, something like that. Keep them fresh over there on the table right behind the couch where we watch television. We've been watching a lot of television, but anyway, because the sports are dwindling.
On.
I know, man. It's rough. So,
Come on, we got the Clash at the Coliseum this weekend.
What is that?
Where they turn the Coliseum in Los Angeles into a dirt track.
Oh, you're talking
NASCARs.
about racing. I don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
And
But,
MLS starts the end of the month.
yeah, you got that going on. And I'll get into college basketball and March Madness. And then I have kind of different paths we go on after football ends in regards to the sports that we do watch. There's no balls in those sports. In any event, Valentine's Day, I usually get my wife something. Something sentimental, like something to use in the kitchen, something like that.
Oh, yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, I always do. I get something. I don't know. But we do that. And then we got Mardi Gras, right?
Yeah, that's coming up.
Mardi Gras. And,
Lent follows that.
yeah, Lent.
Fat Tuesday, then Ash Wednesday.
And I think, if I'm not
I
mistaken,
don't know the dates.
I'm not positive of this, but I think Mardi Gras in French stands for Fat Tuesday. Or that's what French saying. It's Fat Tuesday, right? But meanwhile, Lent, then you have this Lenten sacrifice, right? Mm-hmm. All right, which is a Catholic thing. So Fat Tuesday basically means like drink as much as you can, eat as much as you can because you got to sacrifice after that. I'm getting brushed up here a little bit on my Catholicism, I think.
Yeah, are you going to do anything this year? You going to sacrifice something?
No, I don't do that.
Maybe you should go to church
I don't
instead
do
of giving
that.
up something.
It starts at what? So Fat Tuesday and it's Ash Wednesday, right?
Fat Tuesday, then Ash Wednesday.
Right. So it's all Catholic related between Mardi Gras and the Lenten season, which I think lasts like 40 days, like just before Christmas.
Catholic, but
Really?
I think other religions do that too.
Huh. What, do you have a Lenten sacrifice, if you will?
I don't have a sacrifice, but I add a day of mass. I usually go to morning mass on Fridays.
Aren't you supposed to like give up shit or something?
Yeah, but why not add something I don't do?
I feel like he said like I'm not gonna drink beer till Thursday or something like that.
Yeah, I tried that. That didn't work out.
Didn't work. That was. I mean,
going to church thing on Friday morning is easier than stop drinking beer during the week.
During the week till yeah, that's a heavy sacrifice right there. You start with something smaller, like building blocks in regards to that.
No, that was bad. But I should stop drinking beer during the week anyways, just because I'm fat.
Thursday, Fat Tuesday. You should like just.
It's fat every day over here, baby.
Cut it down.
Cut it down.
Tuesday afternoon. I'm allowed to drink. I'll take Mondays off.
It doesn't even work.
I don't know. But yeah, we have all those things. You want to do the beer review? Let's do it. Yeah. I referred to this episode as the dead week before the Super Bowl. Like I said, we didn't do it last year because nobody fucking watched it. I promise you, you're going to be like 40 minutes of these idiots. I can't believe I wasted that part of my life type of thing. But it is themed again. And what's it called, Dan?
Zombie Dust.
In reference to the dead week, so...
Good can presentation if you like zombies. It's like the King's there with some wings.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's out of Indiana, shockingly enough.
6.5 alcohol.
Read that thing. There's a whole thing on the side of it.
The intensely hopped and gushing undead pale ale will be one's only respite after the zombie apocalypse. Boo. Apocalypse.
You know what? They have shitty tabs. I just hit my tab and it didn't open my beer. Do you got a tool? Anything in your pocket?
My keys are over there.
Uh-huh.
Created with our marvelous friends in the comic industry. Art by Tim Seeley. So I don't know. Tim Seeley must be famous because he did the artwork.
There we go. And I did briefly look at where it's from. It's from this company called Three Floyds Brewing Company. I think it's pretty popular national-wise.
You know what? Three Floyds. Well, I think I've had this.
Really?
I've had Three Floyds before.
Shocking.
You said this is from Indiana?
A city called Munster, Indiana. Not Monster, but Munster. So.
I think I've had Three Floyds when we went to soccer in Indiana somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure you probably did. I think they're a pretty popular craft brewing company. With that being said, I know exactly where it is. I grew up in Illinois, the southern part of Illinois, not anywhere close to Chicago, but literally Munster, Indiana is probably 30 miles southeast of Chicago. It's not far. It's right across the border. You try yet?
Yeah, it's definitely an IPA. It smells like an IPA. It tastes like it, but it's very dry. After you drink it, it's like...
I like it better than last week's offering. You know, I was thinking about this and thinking about things for the Super Bowl show, but there's a ton to talk about next week, the Super Bowl show, between all the food and entertainment and you know, the game itself and, you know, the picks and the prop bets and all that good stuff. We got a chock full show for you next week, but where was I going with this? I forget where I was going. Shit. I don't even know where I was going with this.
What the hell?
Anyway, a couple things, airs and omissions. I missed last week birthdays. One of Katie's dads, Poppy, as he's affectionately known in these parts, his birthday was Friday, I think. Her brother, Kevin, birthday was Saturday.
Holy hell, dude.
I missed both of them, if you will. So I'm glad we're doing this show. Otherwise, it would have been mentioned on the Super Bowl show next week. So tradition over here is that like Poppy would choose the meal.
Yeah.
Whatever meal he wants. And obviously you get presents or whatever it is, you know, nothing crazy. But
well, obviously it's his birthday.
Yeah, he chose lasagna.
Nice.
Yeah, except Barbara, his wife, is a little bit under the weather, and I'm like, I'll fucking step in. I've never made lasagna in my life, but I'll make the shit out of some lasagna. I mean, I'm not afraid. I can read. I can watch videos off of the platform that we shoot this show off of, YouTube. Dude, I would have 100% made a lasagna. I was looking forward to it.
Did you make it?
No, it got poo-pooed. It's postponed. It's probably going to happen this week. It's a pain in the ass to make lasagna.
Yeah.
It's a lot, I know.
I mean,
it's a big, thick dish.
You make it, but then is it going to set up right or is it going to be runny? That's the thing. You don't know.
I like lots of sauce on my stuff like that, though. I'm not afraid for it to be runny. No, I was looking forward to it. It got poo-pooed. I think we're going to celebrate this weekend. Kevin's birthday.
What are you making for Kevin?
No, dude, he's not going to be here, but I'm sure, I don't know, his wife Julie made something, but I mean, I'm sure his meal consisted of a lot of Miller High Lifes, the champagne of beers. That's his go-to beer. So happy birthday to both of you fellas. I apologize for missing it last week. So anyway, we always talk about what happened over the past weekend or week and things like that. And you know, we don't do too much here. But Dan, you went out again Saturday night, right?
Yeah.
Back to your hole in the wall?
Hole in the wall.
Royal Gardens?
Gardens, we were there.
Who went?
Me and my wife and Delaney, my middle daughter, went. She was bored, so she tagged along with us on date night. So we stopped over there. Well,
see, Dan is a romantic, even though he doesn't get anything for Tammy for Valentine's Day.
No.
Did your wife have a better performance this week?
Yes, she paced herself. It was the same bartender. She was there, and she was talking about how good she can make the drinks.
The martinis?
So they're potent.
Or the
Tammy was
Manhattans or whatever?
bourbon, yeah. And Tammy paced herself. She totally remembered leaving.
That's all good. That's a good start.
Yeah. So it was good. And then we went to Big Shots.
Hey, I'm not done with Royal Gardens. When did Tammy become a bourbon drinker? Because she was a vodka drinker.
Yeah, she was strict vodka. I mean, she used to pound the vodka all the time. And then I just think she woke up and wanted something different. It's like me with the sour.
Yeah, I hear you. Brown Sundays over here. So I switch it up. I'm a vodka drinker. Everybody knows that, I think, who watches the show regularly. So, then you went to what? Big Shot? Did you go with a crew or
Big
just you
No,
guys?
it was just the three of us. We were going to eat.
I'm going to preface Big Shots here real quick because people don't know what that is. Yeah. We're shooting a show from Akron, Ohio, or suburb of Akron, Ohio, and we have the fabled Firestone Country Club here, which had a tour stop for many years. They don't have it right now. It became eventually they had a tour stop, and then the FedEx Cup was there, and then they lost that too to Memphis, where FedEx is based out of. In any event, it's an awesome golf course. It's a historic golf course, and they have
a public 9.
They do have a public 9 and 2 sets of 18 regulation courses. They've always played the South course for the tournaments, but
they have 3 courses.
I think they do have 3. I think they do have 12.
They do have 3.
They do. In any event, so what happened was this place called Big Shots, which is basically, I guess, a knockoff, if you will, of Top Golf, which I've never been to either. But this place opened up, I don't know, 6 months ago, and my kids have been, and everybody loves it. Let me hear about your experience.
Well, to give you more history, Firestone, being a private country club, then has their public 9, where any Joe Schmo could go play on the outskirts of the Firestone course, and it touches the North course. There was always a driving range there. There was a little club area so you could get drinks and stuff in there, but then years ago they put in a restaurant called Hackers.
Yes, I've been there.
So, and there was a neighborhood across the street that we lived in for several years once we got married. So we would go to Hackers.
Coventry Crossing.
We would go to Hackers at least once a week, maybe twice. Kids were little. Kids grew up going over there.
That's easy.
Yeah. So.
You could walk if you needed to.
They kind of gutted it. The building is still there. So if you're in there, you remember Hackers, the fireplace.
Yep.
So that room is still there. It's still restaurant, booth seating, on other side of the fireplace, and there's seating in the middle, and then it's gutted from there on out.
It's got to be a high platform that they built, right?
Well, that's all outside.
Okay.
So on the first floor, when you walk outside, because where the fireplace is, and then there's a bar. So you walk in the main entrance, you're walking right to the bar.
Okay.
And then you can walk outside from there, and then there's all those driving ranges, and then upstairs is another set of driving ranges.
Oh, nice.
So what's gone is the original bar, and then the clubhouse side bar is gone as well. So it's very nice inside, but when you walk in, I mean, the waiting area and the bar. I mean, it's kind of a cluster. I mean, people are coming in trying to get a bar. If you're sitting at the bar, you got to deal with.
Wait, we're here to hit some
just
golf
walking.
shots.
Hey, there's people there that are just drinking too, and just
You were there to swing clubs, though, right?
I didn't swing shit.
Oh fuck! Really?
No.
Oh, dude, I've never been to Top Golf. I wanted to know, like, is
No.
it, like, you got tables and like all these heaters?
No,
and,
oh no! Well, we walked
the fuck?
outside
What do you
there.
mean? You didn't go to fucking Big Shots. You went to fucking Hackers.
I went to eat, man. We sat at the bar and ate.
fuck?
What
I
the hell?
thought this
I
was the whole
had to
story.
turn on USA and Colombia.
I'm like, I wanted to see how far his golf shot went.
Shit, I didn't
you know,
hit
if
one
anybody
damn
fell
ball.
down.
But I'm
fuck?
getting there. I'm building up, man.
Oh, dude, this is fucked.
So you go outside and underneath. I mean, it was cold Saturday night.
Yes.
Underneath, it was nice.
It's fucking January, not February.
I mean,
yes,
it
it's fucking
was
cold.
nice. I mean, you could see through the windows people.
You're
hitting.
watching people do
Oh, yeah.
what you're supposed to be doing there.
I was drinking. That's what I was supposed to be doing. I don't know what anybody else.
I was
supposed to
wondering
be
because
doing.
you got to pre-plan this shit. You got to get a tea time,
Well,
one of those
okay.
boxes and things
So-
like that.
Our kid's friend Austin
Yeah.
had booked a reservation. They were supposed to have their box at 7:45.
Right.
At 8:15, he's still sitting in the lobby behind
Waiting.
me.
Oh,
Waiting.
really? Just sitting there because he's not
Waiting.
drinking, he's not eating, he's not doing shit.
They're waiting. So I'm like, dude,
It's very
how
popular.
far can you be behind? I mean, because those are.
Yeah, you
I
got
mean,
time, man. You got time. Timed out. Like you get a 30 minutes
Exactly.
for the
That's
box,
what I'm
or
saying.
you
I
reserve
didn't
for an hour or
understand.
whatever.
I
it is.
mean, because you only get so many balls to hit.
Have you
I mean,
been
they
to-
come out?
Have you been to Top Golf?
No.
Me neither.
Never.
And so I have really no reference for this, but I mean, where you're at in the restaurant area, can you see people hitting balls?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And is
Totally.
it all like neon lit up and shit?
It's lit up, and you know what was funny? There's so many freaking balls out there.
Somebody's got to clean the range.
Well, yeah, that's. I'm like, so the cart came, the ball picker upper, and cleaned it off. But then again, I mean, the balls are all out there again. It's like, holy shit!
Need more
'Cause
help.
You're aiming for targets and stuff, and I'm like, because it looks cool from inside when it's clean. I mean, it's like turf out there, and they got the bullseyes and shit set up.
Sure, yeah. Well, you know,
So-
on a regular range, the biggest fun is when someone's out there in the tractor trying to clean the range balls, and you try to hit the tractor. That's
Oh
the,
yeah,
that's
I
the
mean,
most
Tyler
fun.
did that. Yeah, all the
Yeah,
time.
that shit's fun.
Yeah, when he.
Fuck, I thought we were gonna get more out of this story.
No,
Well,
well, okay. So we eat. Austin.
what'd you have?
What the hell did I get? A hot chicken sandwich. That was good.
Like that Louisiana hot chicken
Yeah.
sandwich bullshit?
That
Okay.
was good. Delaney's had a burger. Tammy ordered a quesadilla off the appetizer. They came out and said, unfortunately, we're out of quesadillas. And we're like, how do you run out of freaking taco shells and cheese?
Shit happens, man. Shortage everywhere, man.
So whatever. They gave
That's
us
why eggs are $5.50.
or 20% off the bill because of that snafu. But
Wait,
there
who
was,
did that? Did you do that?
No, the people there did.
They just said, yeah, we suck, we're super slow, we're understaffed, or whatever it is.
20% off.
You didn't.
So-
Nobody bitched to
I
get the
didn't
20%
bitch.
off.
No, because we had they
I
had
don't bitch
sweet
off of
pretzels. The pretzels were good. My sandwich was good. Delaney said her burger was good. So I mean, we had enough food. Delaney gave her half of her burger. She had some of my chicken. So it was fine. Whatever.
It was just you, your family though. You didn't
It
go
was
with
just the
anybody from the
three of
neighborhood or
us.
anything. Yeah.
No, yeah. So then when we were done, I went upstairs because Austin and his crew were upstairs hitting off the upper deck.
The platforms, yeah.
Yeah. Much colder up there, even though they had the heaters.
Do they have those
you
heaters?
could definitely tell the difference in the temperature. I'm like, holy shit. It's a lot colder up here.
All right, so you
than
walked
it
up
is
there.
downstairs.
This is what I want to know. Like, is there like a table up there with drinks on it?
Oh, yeah.
and
There's a big high top bar table.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm
There's
talking about.
like a game screen and then a TV so you can watch whatever's on TV.
Watch
And they have
TV.
other TVs along the back.
Gamble on who hits the longest shot,
Yeah,
close to the
do
pin.
well,
All right.
that's what happened when I got up there because
You start
I
gambling?
went up and then
ain't playing.
you know the layout of the place. So they were probably the third booth from Firestone, Maine.
Okay.
So you know where I'm at. Off in the distance, there's a power pole. I'm one of them big metal ones, not the telephone pole. one of
Okay.
the big
That would be
metal
an
ones.
absolute shank if you hit it.
I'm like, no, it's dead on.
Oh, really? Is a
Yeah,
power pole
no,
in the middle of the range?
no,
if you will?
it's way back there.
Okay. Oh,
And
dude.
I'm like, I'll give you $50 if you can hit that thing.
How many yards?
And they're all like, Austin's like, it's 300 yards. No one's gonna hit that thing. So the dude's like, I'll try it. I mean, he's hitting them far, but they're even close
nowhere
to this
close.
thing.
Yeah.
So we're just sitting there bullshitting. And remember, I used to live across the street. The one thing they didn't change was the net that ran along Schwartz Road.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, you think you can hit it over that net?
Oh, dude, you're causing problems at this point in time. You're trying to.
That kid went, and that ball popped right over the freaking net.
On what? Someone's car,
over
house?
Dude, it was on Schwartz Road.
Dude, Dan's trying to get somebody's
And I'm
homeowner's
like,
insurance
holy
involved.
hell. So then some other kid got up.
That's a homeowner's claim.
Some other kid got up from the table, was like, I want to try that too. And meanwhile, the thing's going out of bounds, out of bounds, out of bounds. So this other kid gets up and popped it right over the thing too. And I'm like, holy shit, you guys have fun, I'm leaving.
I don't know if that's your homeowner's claim or theirs. I don't know for egging them on.
So I'm walking, and as I'm walking, going back to the steps to get downstairs, here come the earpiece police.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
This girl was like this. And I'm like, uh-oh, I know where she's going.
Right to the people that you egged on. Oh, Dan, I don't know.
So, yeah, I guess I'm a troublemaker.
No, sounds like you had fun now, so that's good. Without even hitting a ball.
No,
so
didn't even touch one.
They didn't, like, sub you in? You hit one ball?
No.
Oh, I would have 100% hit a ball. How about give me that driver, I'm taking a swing.
I suck at hitting golf balls.
No, I don't play too often.
I'd have thrown the damn club out there.
That was the longest fucking story of all time we've had on this show, I swear to God. Anyway.
What the hell?
We got to fill it up, right?
Yeah,
we got to
you
fill it
wanted
up
me
the
to
time.
talk about it.
Yeah, like I said, nothing happened over here. Sunday, obviously, watching football. We had some dog issues over here. I'm going to say Dan just pulled from the nuts over the Hagee nuts, and we had a little text conversation. And Dan asked me if he was down in Canton today where this famous Hagee's nut shot is, if you will. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck if you get nuts or not. But my wife loves him, and now I've been blackballed from him.
Ken was being a hater.
I'm like, I don't care if you pick up the nuts. Don't go out of your way. I don't need that shit type of thing. But anyway, so I'm blackballed, even though I'm like kind of eyeing him right now.
Well, you're not allowed to have it.
I know. I'm out. I'm good. I'm good.
Just to make sure you don't. But they
yeah, we did have some dog issues this weekend. Oakley, we're talking about Oakley on occasion. He has like these mini seizures. The second or third time it happened where he starts shaking and, you know, he can't get up and his back legs don't work and things like that. That happened. And then Oliver, our oldest dog, he's going to turn 8 this spring. He's had an appointment for a while because he eats the same as the other dogs. He gets the same amount of exercise as the other dogs do. But he's like fucking thick, man, like thick. And his like belly's like really hard. The other dogs are fit. He has like these like fatty masses and things like that on his body. So we're like, there's got to be something wrong. His kidneys, thyroid, something like that. So we get an appointment, right? And take him Monday. And Oliver was great. And they injected all of his masses. And they came back. They weren't cancerous and things like that. And we got the test results back last night via phone call and email, I think. But anyway, perfectly healthy. Nothing wrong with his kidneys. Nothing. Like $500 later, the official medical diagnosis is Oliver's fucking fat. He's fat. I mean, $500 later. But I mean, good and bad news for me. I love Oliver to death. I'm glad there's nothing wrong with him. But damn, really? There's nothing wrong with him? He's got all these like wild things in his belly. I don't know. I'm shocked at the diagnosis. I'm happy for it, I guess. $500 later, healthy. Oliver's healthy, so I guess that's all good. I told you nothing happens over here. I broke my chair. My chair sits right behind here. It was an awesome chair. And I've had it for probably 3 years.
It's an awesome chair.
It had to be re-welded at one point in time. But no, it broke. Like, I didn't fall. It was good. I didn't fall, anything like that. So, but meanwhile, and I'm very envious. I'm kind of glad it broke because my wife kind of took over a new position, and she's a sign language interpreter, and we're probably going to get into more of that next week on the Super Bowl show. But She kind
Is
of
she going to be back here doing that so we get more viewers?
No, but we'll talk
What
about
the hell?
We'll talk about her when the Super Bowl comes up because all that stuff's on there. The anthem and American Sign Language person and all this other good. All of it's on the board next week. And this is not the show. I mean, you're a diehard if you're watching this show.
You got nothing to do like us.
But anyway, I broke the chair. But she has this awesome new chair, and I didn't know this was even a term. She has what they call a drafting chair. Did you know what a drafting chair is?
I've heard of a drafting table, so I'm assuming the chair goes with the table for like an architect or some shit.
Yeah, and apparently architects sit up very fucking high because her chair is like super tall. I love it. I mean, it's in her new space over there. It's not a new space, but she kind of revamped her space, if you will. So I'm in the market. I'm shopping for a new chair out here. But that.
I gotta pee just like it's a normal
Really?
show.
All right. Well, that's good.
Because it's freaking freezing.
All right. It is cold. Anyway, that's the most eventful stuff that happened here. I live a pretty boring life, and I'm fairly happy with it, frankly. So, anyway, I think we got to get on to football, unless I don't know what he's talking about over there. But last week, only 2 games. Dan and I both split them. We were on the same teams. Philadelphia, runaway winner, and we were both on the Cincinnati Bengals. Kansas City ended up coming out on top on that game. For the postseason, Dan's 6-6. I'm 8-4. We both hit our elephant pick, if you will, our best bet with Philadelphia. And Dan, clean sweeping so far through the wild card round, divisional round, conference championship Sunday. He's 3-0. I'm 2-1. I missed one. I think I don't know, divisional round or when I missed it. In any event, that's where we're at record-wise. I guess we're going to start talking about football a little bit. And there was a lot of stuff that happened in football, off the field more than anything. So I'm missing football already. I mean, we had Sunday. We have 0 of this week. We have the fucking Pro Bowl, and I never watch it. The Pro Bowl has a new format this year. I don't think there's even a game, or maybe there's a flag game. I don't know what's going on. I haven't paid any attention to it. I can't give you an update in regards to what's going to happen to the Pro Bowl because I don't care, frankly. It's a horrible exhibition of nothing. So
wait, are we done talking about today?
What's today? No, the off the field news?
Yeah.
The biggest is Brady, right?
No, the biggest was my dad had his knee replaced again today.
Okay. Wait, we're off football. We're back on to random shit. What happened?
Remember the
Your
story?
dad had surgery today?
Yes, the freaking knee they put in years ago got recalled.
What is it called?
My 75-year-old dad had to have his knee replaced again today, and he's like a champ.
Yeah?
Doctor can't believe it. He had it today. They're going to let him go home tomorrow.
Really? And he feels way better?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, he just had surgery, but...
That's great news.
Yeah.
And that's great news. They ain't hijacking the show. Random interjection that he thought about. So
what the hell? I told you we weren't ready for football yet.
No, you got anything else before we talk about football
No,
briefly?
good for now.
Yeah, I hear you.
Shout
Off the field
out to
news,
my
I
dad.
guess the biggest news is Tom Brady decided to retire. I think it's
Oh,
for
that-
good. Via Twitter, right?
That's so stupid. I'm sure. Is he really retiring, or is it because of a Super Bowl commercial?
No, I think this is for good. I mean, he probably should have retired a year ago. Maybe pissed away his marriage. I'm not going to go there necessarily,
I'm
even
not
though I
going to
put it
believe
out
it
there.
until next season's over.
But lots of news. I mean, as far as the coaching case, errors and omissions part of the program. There were 5 openings, like I thought. We missed Indianapolis last week as far as a head coaching opening. Some of them have been filled. D'Amico Ryans, the defensive coordinator and ex-Houston Texan football player, has risen quickly in the ranks, and he got the Houston Texans head coaching job.
He played it for the Texans.
Many years. Yeah.
I was wondering why he was tied to that, because that just seemed odd to me, because it seemed like everybody's waiting for that dude.
Yeah.
And he went there.
Yeah, I mean, he's a young, rising star, I guess, in regards to his mind in the National Football League. Before that, previously, Frank Reich got the gig, somewhat controversial, got the gig over Steve Wilkes in Carolina. And then Sean Payton got the gig in Denver. Does Denver have any fucking draft picks now? I mean, they gave up a boatload for Russ
insane.
Wilson.
That whole situation is insane, because
They had to give
there
him-
was a report that they wanted D'Amico Ryan, and then he said, no, I'm
I
not going to
didn't see
interview you
that.
again.
Yeah, like,
I mean,
different
if Sean
reports.
Payton was their first choice, why didn't they hire him weeks ago?
I wouldn't want that job. I think Russ is washed, but anyway, that's just my opinion.
But that-
if
okay,
anybody can
that-
fix it, maybe it's Sean Payton.
But why didn't they hire him weeks ago?
I don't know. I think they wanted Ryans. I don't know. I mean, conflicting reports out there in regards to they really wanted DeMeco Ryans to be the head coach, and and then they settled for Peyton, but they're not going to play it that way.
They settled for Peyton. They gave up another draft pick. Actually, no, it's not more than one.
It's more than one, yeah. They gave up a bunch for Russ too. I have no idea what their draft stature looks like. Traditions are traditions.
I hate Denver anyways.
So some of these things are getting filled in regards to.
So Indy's still open.
It is still open.
Who the hell are they going to hire?
I don't know. There's been some coordinator changes as well. And the Vic Fangio thing is a mess. We thought Vic Fangio was going to be the defensive coordinator, the highest paid defensive coordinator in football in Miami, and now it seems like it's unclear.
Well, wait a minute. Didn't I see Monken was being interviewed for the offensive coordinator job of the Buccaneers?
I think that's right.
Wasn't he the head coach?
No, Todd Monken was the offensive coordinator for the University of Georgia Bulldogs.
Monken wasn't a head coach.
He was in the National Football League. The last few years he spent as offensive coordinator at University of Georgia.
Was he a head coach though?
Monken?
Yeah.
In the National Football League?
Yeah.
No, and nor at the collegiate level either. I don't believe. We need a guy back there behind the screen.
Sounds
we don't
like
have
the
it.
Cops are coming for you.
Maybe Kellen Moore. He was dismissed.
Okay, how weird is that? What the hell's going on in Dallas?
In Dallas, Mike McCarthy's going to assume the play calling in Dallas, and we do have this is an interstate fairly far away, but you can still hear things, especially when it's thin with no leaves on a tree and things like that. But he got, if you ask me, the most coveted offensive coordinator position that was available, which is the Los Angeles Chargers, meaning Justin Herbert and his abilities.
Okay, but was his contract up in Dallas?
I don't know. There had to be some change.
That's a whole weird situation.
Yeah, last week we talked about...
And then it was weird that Dan Quinn said, I'm not leaving.
Yeah, it was weird. And we both thought, if I'm Jerry Jones, I fire Mike McCarthy, I make Dan Quinn head coordinator, give Kellen Moore some more money as the offensive coordinator if Dan Quinn likes Kellen Moore. But anyway, it didn't shake that way.
But now Mike McCarthy's still there, and he's calling the plays.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dan Quinn is there going, don't slip down these steps.
I don't know. I think McCarthy might have some photos of Jerry Jones doing some weird shit. I don't know.
You never know with those cheerleaders.
Who knows? How about Nathaniel Hackett? Fired week 12 of the National Football League season. First-time head coach at Denver. Got the offensive coordinator position.
For the Jets.
The Jets.
What the hell is that? Yeah.
Well, if you put the X's and O's together, I think.
They're trying to get Rodgers?
Probably. But I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to play next year. He might be like, that looks pretty good what Tom Brady did in regards to the retirement Twitter thing. What's wrong?
I don't think I've ever drank a beer before.
Shit.
I just poured it down the whole front of me.
So, yeah, there's been lots of movement and things like that. And we're going to get into draft season soon, I guess. But anyway, we're not going to talk about these games. We're going to talk about the game what happened last week a little bit, but we're not going to, you're going to get a much deeper analysis next week on the Real Super Bowl show. But talking about what happened last week, the San Francisco-Philly game, it was a blowout. It was the first game on the board. San Francisco won 31-7. Hassan Reddick wrecked the quarterback situation.
These pecans are so good.
That's fine. For the San Francisco 49ers, they already were playing with their third-string quarterback. He went out after Hassan Reddick, a UCL injury, which is a bad injury, elbow injury for the starting quarterback, Brock Purdy. And then Josh Johnson came in, journeyman, who's been on like fucking 12 teams. I think it was Reddick again who knocked him out too with a concussion. They don't have a quarterback left. They started with their third string. They went to their fourth string. He got knocked out as well. They have nobody left. And it's Juszczyk or McCaffrey to run it was just a mess. The game was a mess. There was wild things that happened. There was a punt that hit the camera wire at one point in time. And then it got really ugly. Obviously, the game was out of control.
Okay, what happened when the punt hit the camera wire?
There was like a huge fucking delay. And I don't even know punt. I want to say it was Philadelphia punt. I want to say. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Brett Kern.
But the end result was
we don't know what the fuck happened. Play stands. What happened? And they're like, it hit the fucking camera. Like, I don't hit a 25-yard punt that goes like up in the air and then left. It's not that windy out here and things like that. But
Okay,
anyway,
so-
and we'll get to officiating in a bit because the officiating in the next game was fucking atrocious. But meanwhile,
well, I don't know how we get a do-over in the next game, and that a freaking TV wire causes a punt, and
Yeah.
that's not a do-over.
Yeah, I don't know. And then I mean,
It's insane to me.
that game got ugly. I mean, and then that Trent Williams episode.
Oh
Obviously,
my God, WWE's calling.
Yeah, I yanked him back. Yeah, it was ugly, and I
Wham that dude.
yeah, I mean, obviously the San Francisco 49ers are frustrated. I mean, the injuries piled up again, and that's a couple of years in a row. A really good football team that's really got dogged by injuries. But anyway, it was getting ugly.
And I think you and I had texted during this game, and there were a shit ton of penalties on San Francisco's defense.
It was very lopsided in regards
when
to
you
the penalties called.
watched the replays, I don't have a complaint on any of those penalties.
No, I don't.
I mean, I'm like, what the hell's going on? I mean, some of the mistakes, it was atrocious. And I don't really have a complaint. There were a lot of penalties, but they were penalties.
No, I agree. I agree completely. I mean, I didn't have a problem with the officiating in that game. I have a huge fucking problem with Ron Tolbert and the officiating that happened in the Cincinnati-Kansas City game, which was a very
Holy
good
shit.
game that was won at the wire by the Kansas City Chiefs, 23-20. I mean, a roller coaster line here. I mean, Dan texted at one point in time said, "Do we got to use the line that we have because the game opened up at Kansas City -1.5, and then it flipped all the way to Cincinnati -1.5. It settled at Kansas City -2.5." And it was largely based upon Patrick Mahomes and his health and Twitter and social media. And, him seemed to walk fine. I mean, he wasn't quite himself. But anyway, the line was an absolute roller coaster ride. There was some horrific officiating in this game. And Dan mentioned it briefly.
Awful.
The biggest one was that redo of the third down. I mean, it was like a 6-second play. It was a passing play to Kelsey. And the back judge or somebody, I don't know. I mean, literally, nothing got stopped. Nobody heard anything. I mean, the quarterback, Mahomes drops back. He's there for a while, throws the ball to Kelsey. Whatever happened, I dropped it incomplete. I forget exactly what happened. But, I mean, it was 6-8 seconds worth of time. There's no whistle. There's nobody fucking waving their hands. There's no shit. And then we get this break, and all of a sudden, like, hey, we're going to redo this.
Nobody stopped. Okay, there was a whistle, and these two over here heard it. There was no reaction like that anywhere.
No.
It's such horseshit. And for them to come out and say, well, the clock wasn't right, the game clock wasn't right, I'm like, bullshit. The game clock's not right. You just adjust it. You don't stop the play. I mean, you're the refs. I would be pissed if I was the Bengals. Zach Taylor, I don't know how he didn't freaking stroke out.
Right. I mean, he was pissed. He clearly was. And there was a lot going on in this game. I mean, there was a lot of
the punt. Punt return.
And obviously the game ends with a Kansas City field goal, which aided their field position by a really bad penalty by a really good young player named Joseph Osai out of Texas. I think it's his rookie year, if I'm not mistaken. He hit Mahomes out of bounds. It gave him the 15 yards. It made the field goal pretty easy. But
everybody seems to overlook that Orlando Brown was holding the shit out of Hendricks.
There was. I mean,
I saw it from the very first freaking play. Not any replays, because they didn't show any replays on TV of the holding. It was just zeroed in on that kid hitting the dude out of bounds, which that was clearly a foul, but so was the freaking holding.
Yeah.
I mean, that was ridiculous.
Luckily and fortunately, Ron Tolbert and his crew will have zero to do with the Super Bowl.
Maybe
and we'll
they
talk
should do
about
the flag
this
football game this weekend.
Yeah, maybe. I wouldn't trust him for that. I felt horrible for the Osai kid. I mean, he was there on the sideline for a long time after the game.
Yeah, he
obviously crying. They kept showing him. They kept fucking showing him. Like,
but
dude,
you know what?
My heart bleeds for shit like that. I mean, it's a fucking team game, man. He played his ass off.
How many times did they do that in the playoffs years ago?
Well, here's
Vontaze Burfict and what's that defensive back that who the hell?
I don't know who.
Pac-Man.
Adam Jones. Yeah.
Stupid penalty.
That's going back a while.
They had the Steelers beat and they won, and they wanted to blast what's his name, Antonio Brown.
Right. But, I mean, here we go with this game, man. Kansas City advanced, and I don't feel too bad for the Bengals in regards to this, because I don't think they should have been in the first place. They should have been knocked out in Wild Card Weekend against the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, the Ravens controlled that game, but for them not getting in on that play at the goal line and getting returned 98 or 99 yards for a touch, they outplayed them completely. Cincinnati's very fortunate to advance out of the wild card round.
I'm glad you brought up the Ratbirds. How does that freaking quarterback, Tyler Huntley, make it to the Pro Bowl?
That's stupid. I don't want to talk about that.
That's the dumbest freaking thing I've ever heard of in my life.
Yeah.
He makes it into the Pro. Jacoby Brissett played lights out for the Browns.
Dude, how bad is that? How bad is that? That
a backup
quarterback makes the Pro Bowl?
It makes the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't pay attention. I fucking hate the Pro Bowl. I'm not watching. I'm not talking about it even. So,
but
what I do want to talk about, though,
it's a joke.
I mean, the whole thing with Cincinnati and Burrowhead and the mayor of Cincinnati adding fuel to the fire and signing some declaration that Joe Burrow is Patrick Mahomes' father. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? And I tell you what, the Kelce kid, Travis Kelce.
Is that the same dude that was running for governor against DeWine?
No, I forget what his name is. It's a different guy. But, yeah, he signs this declaration. Not only that the arrow should be called Burrowhead and that Joe Burrow should be determined to be Patrick Mahomes' father. I mean, listen, and Travis Kelce, I 100% agree with him, on the post-game interview, called him out, and he went straight rock on him from WWE. He's
Jabroni.
Like, yeah, know your role. Shut your mouth. Jabroni. So, the Cincinnati Bengals shouldn't have added fuel to that fire. One other thing I want to mention about this game, and I feel so bad for that other side kid, and you know what? I have a wild amount of respect for the defensive tackle from the Cincinnati Bengals. His name's B.J. Hill. And there was post-game interviews in the locker room, of course. And, I mean, the kid's still distraught. And he feels like, and it's a team game, he felt like he cost his team the game. But B.J. Hill standing next to him, and he'll let him answer the questions, but when a question came up that was stupid about the play, like, next question, that's a dumb question. And he's standing right next to, he's a fucking great teammate, B.J. Hill. I fucking love you for that. I mean, that whole scene pulled on my heartstrings a lot. So, good for you, B.J. Hill. I mean, we'll maybe do a little bit of a repeat analysis of what actually happened in the football games as opposed to kind of the wild shit that happened in those two football games. That's next week, and I promise you, I mean, next week's show is going to be awesome. I mean, from food, menu, from the entertainment, from the anthem to the halftime show to the games. And we'll pick the games. We'll give you prop bets because, I mean, the younger generation, they don't like betting the lines. That's not fun enough. They want the prop bets, the player props and things like that. I'm going to give you some of the things that I love in regards to the game. I got a couple already that I really like. Speaking of that, there was a kid, I want to say it was FanDuel. It was either FanDuel or DraftKings, but I think it was FanDuel. A $5 bet in the divisional round week where there was 4 games turned it into $72K.
Really?
Yes, and it was the first touchdown scored in the game. And he picked the right players, and 3 of them were tight ends. I forget what the other one was. It was a more regular player that he picked. Meanwhile, it was a $5 bet. And when you're picking players to score the first touchdown game, obviously that can happen with either team. There's lots of players, right? And they're either plus 900, plus 1,000, plus 1,500, plus 1,800. And there was a 4-leg parlay. He hit the whole thing, the whole fucking thing. But here's the thing, and I have a problem with fucking FanDuel and DraftKings because it's a $5 bet, and they allow you to cash out. He hit the first 3 legs, right? He's got the first 3 legs. We got 1 game left, and it was a Dallas-San Francisco game, so it's certainly in the divisional round. And he has Dalton Schultz, the Dallas tight end, right? Yeah. His cash out was $1,300, but he's already hit 3 of the legs. Go fuck yourself. I got a chance to win $72,000. Dude, give him a decent cash out. Give him a $5,000, $8,000, $10,000 cash out to make him think about it. I'm not thinking shit about $1,300 when possibly Dalton Schultz gets this ball.
Hopefully he was betting on DraftKings because they just let off 10% of their workforce because they're losing money.
Good for that kid. Yeah, I heard that. Good for that kid, man. I saw the interview. Obviously it made CBS Sports, it made ESPN, things like that. I mean, a $5 bet turning into $72,000 is real. And he said, I'm paying all my student loans, I'm doing this or that. I'm glad he had the balls because that's
What do you mean he's paying him off? I thought Joe Biden paid him off.
Right. That's a
the
shitty.
hell?
That's a fucking shitty cash out, man. I
Better
have
get a
problems.
receipt for that.
I have problems with, DraftKings or FanDuel. I think it was FanDuel. Not like hedging their bet a little bit better than that. So anyway, I think I'm done. I think we're done with this week, and I can't promo the show enough next week. If you're still watching right here, it means A, you're a diehard fan, and B, you're probably kicking yourself for saying, I can't believe I spent 40 minutes watching these two
We'll
fucking
see you
idiots
next
talk
week.
about nothing. Next week's going to be awesome. I promise you it's going to be awesome. What's going to happen here afterwards? Dan and I are going to probably have a few more drinks. Maybe play song quiz. By the way,
Heggy's Nut Shop. Check him out online.
Dan knows every Duran Duran song off the
I
first note. Probably not something he's proud of. I refer to him as Dan Duran at this point in time. We'll probably play tonight, so
Well,
already
that
did
was
there.
the cut topic over the weekend at different stores we were in where they were playing Duran Duran.
Dan Duran. Anyway, hey, if you're really watching this, then thank you so much. That means you're a fan of the show. We appreciate all of it. The viewership's up. We will 100% see you next week with a fucking awesome show. I promise you it's going to be great next week. We'll see you then.